Good morning, sexy souls. How are you all doing? Oh, welcome to Weird and Woo Woo, where we all get a little bit weird and we get a little bit woo woo. Okay. We don't get weird. We are weird. Let me just rephrase that because whatever. Not to be confused with fascism, by the way. Absolutely not. Totally against that. I know that there are certain people that used to try to align weirdness with that shit, and it's not true. Being weird is just a byproduct of awesome, okay? So really, I'm just talking about awesome folks. All right, we're about to do a coffee and tarot. For those who are new, basically coffee and tarot is when we sit down and have a conversation with spirit. It's like pulling up a chair with an old friend, okay? So you're encouraged to grab your lemon water, your tea, your coffee, your hot toddy, whatever it may be, cozy in, because this kind of conversation is a no holds bar. Spirit gets to choose the topic. Spirit gets to choose what message comes through. So we don't come into it with any kind of intention, time frames, questions, parameters, anything. It's strictly on spirit. So let's just give out a friendly reminder, as always. You are a sovereign being over your entire life, which means you get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. Okay? So don't Cinderella anything to make it fit. Alrighty. So we're going to whip out some cards and get a message. Okay. They want me to pull this one. This is the Self-Healing Oracle. But something about it doesn't feel like it's... Like, I gotta be honest with you. I don't think it's a healing, an individual healing they want to talk about. So I'm like, well, what is the point? Like, I really don't want to talk about the past. But I also don't get that we're going to talk about the past. Like, that's why I was staring at it and got quiet for a second. And I'm like, great, okay. So sometimes I have these conversations with spirit, all right? If I can't have the conversations with spirit, I won't read for spirit. So does that make sense? It's just not gonna happen. I don't know who you be talking to, spiritually speaking, but anybody that tries to put dominion over me, not gonna fucking happen, right? So if they can't hang with who I am authentically, and of course the divine resides within you as you, so absolutely not. I can have these conversations, debate, and be like, what the fuck, and all that kind of shit, and no, it doesn't deteriorate the connection to spirit at all. I know there's a lot of people that like to come out, like, you have to be perfect, love and light, bushy. I don't know. Anywho, let's see what they want to pull with this, though, because I'm eyeballing them right now. Generally speaking, they got a reason. Inner child. Are you kidding me? Okay, that's a lot. That's more than I was anticipating. Well, I mean, it's not a lot, but it's a lot that came out once. Okay, so cycles, have faith, and pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. Okay. All right. So they're drawing me to this picture right here. And it's giving sundial / compass-y kind of right here. And it's giving a change of direction. Okay, so between the lantern, which is also makes its way into the Hermit card, right? The Hermit's lantern, that's the Merkaba, the light within. And then the owl, which is wisdom. It's giving me pay attention to the signs. Is there are going to be messages from spirit. We'll call them breadcrumbs for you to follow. Indications, signs, things like that, right? there is the sense of having faith. And her petrified look is almost like your inner child may be concerned about something or is feeling a shift. Let's pull some cards, because I feel like your inner child may be playing a major factor into a new direction and a new cycle that you're entering into. And they're asking you to hold strong to your faith and to pay attention to all the signs as you go through this. I'm not getting more than that, guys. I'm not. I feel like the cards are going to explain it as things come out. So we're just going to go with it, okay? It didn't want to come out before. There's Azathoth. Azathoth does not tend to lend well, okay? I mean, it can to inner child, but it has a more serious, regal tone. Very heavy presence. I am leaning towards Secret Tarot or Golden Universal. I think we're going with Golden Universal. We have a lot of that going on. We have, I saw on my split, the Star card with the Page of Pentacles. A new start is being guided. Okay, we're just literally on the tippy top surface. We haven't delved into shit yet. So hold on. Okay. Ooh, baby. So, Page of Swords. All right. 5 of Swords. Ace of Wands. They're bringing me to a story that I heard. The thing about the 5 of Swords is that there's been some kind of like mental battle, or like a battle of truths, or some kind of fight has ensued, and you can tell that there's 2 individuals that are walking away, right? And they're heading towards the water, which is a very emotional state. This is an emotional thing. And this one, okay, they've laid their swords down because something's just not worth the fight anymore, right? So you've got individuals like in this where the fight is not worth it. Then we have the distinction between 2 truths and a lie, right? So sword facing down really tends to indicate for me like a lack of clarity or a lack of truth. And then these upright. So something has been laid to rest, I want to say. A battle has come to a close, and it feels like usually with it, it's like it can indicate that you might be the one that has won. You've won out in something. So a message may come in. The way that I look at this is like maybe you've won out in some kind of strategy game, or you went out in some kind of battle of the wits, some type of a competition, you know, something like that. Like think interviews, right? You might get you're chosen over others. And that's the way that I'm getting it. But there's something with the 2 truths and a lie. I don't know why they brought that up. So we're going to delve into that. So there's like a message, information coming through where I want to say you are being elevated as the victor in something over others. But I'm getting that there are 2 truths and a lie in this. And we will figure out what those 2 truths and a lie are. And this is the beginning. This is a divinely guided, inspired beginning for you. A fresh start on A fresh start. They want me to leave it there. Okay. Let's take a look at, first and foremost, we will tie all of this into the inner child, cycles, having faith, all that good jazz, okay? In just a minute. But I'm going to figure out the two truths and a lie. Let's see here. And these two things may have been something at one point that mattered, but it's resolved. Like it's put to rest. Like it's not a part of something anymore. I don't know why these feel like these were active at one point, but they're laying flat on the ground. They're of no consequence whatsoever. So it's like we're going to ignore them or something like that. Tell me about the two truths and a lie. Why is that coming through like that? Well, mystery was on the bottom and I had to grab it. And okay, so that may be what it is. Something's not clear and it's not quite a lie. Maybe you feel like you're going to find something out that you're like, oh, you lied to me. And they're like, no, we just, you know, something wasn't told to you. It's also bringing me to the other reading, and they brought it to my attention. We had the one with the Three of Cups where there's the 3 waterfalls, and I was like, we were trying to look at those 3 also, and like one of them was a mystery. Remember, one of them was unknown, an unknown factor. So you may want to go back and watch that reading or rewatch it. A revolution and rebirth. And exhaustion. There's just certain things. These 2 swords represent things that it's no longer worth fighting for. You've put those down. It's been put down. Like maybe there were certain things that you were having to battle, and in this position of coming out on top, certain things are resolved as a result. And so now we're left with those 3. I heard clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck. Okay. I do get the energy that there's a heavy presence of like nothing is really what it seems right now. Nothing is really what it seems right now. And we did have a reading previously, maybe like 2 weeks ago, about how things like have to happen last second so that the energies at play that would want to interfere can't. So there's an element of that. Confusion, absolutely. I get that. I feel like this fight that has been occurring has been, on an individual level, is one that you feel like you've been battling life. Let's just say that. And I think each sword is kind of like, you know, and there may have been individuals that were like wrapped up in this and certain elements. Those have been laid to rest. You will come out a victor. You are exhausted. This has been a revolution within your life, within your psyche, spirituality, emotions, definitely psyche though. They're giving me psyche. And you are exhausted and you are confused. I fear, I don't fear, but I fear that was a part of it, is there's no more fight. but you come out on top. Okay, where are we going with this, Spirit? Because I'm asking what's the two truths and a lie. I feel like that's saying you were aware of certain things and others you were not. Some things have been laid to rest. You find out some things. I don't know. Why are we still playing with this deck? I feel like I need to move on to another deck. We're going to take the two that flipped up. Well, shit. I'm going to take those and put these here. I try to make things very simple. So what you have gone through has been, I think the Five of Swords is just that. There has been a fight, a battle, a revolution, and you are in the process of rebirth. You have been exhausted as a result, and you feel confused. And so you understand certain things, and you get certain things, and you're glad that other things have been laid to rest, but there's still this element of uncertainty, mystery, lack of clarity. They still keep saying two truths and a lie. So they're like, I'm trying to figure out if you feel like something was a lie, or a lie is going to be revealed, or I don't know. Then they bring in harmony, empathy, refreshment, and success. So I feel as if actually these two came out first. The refreshment and success, and then harmony and empathy. You know when somebody will it's like an omission. So it's kind of like you can't say it's really a lie, it's just an omission of something, where it's like you were allowed to believe something for a period of time and you weren't corrected. That's kind of what it feels like. Like it wasn't technically a lie, it was just a mystery. You just didn't really know, and I'm like, okay. Tell me about the Five of Swords. Why am I picking up on this, and why will it not go away? This saying, two truths and a lie. Give me some more about this, because right now you keep pulling the cards and things are just not. Okay. Okay. Okay, so whatever the mystery, the lie is, you come out on top of that though, as if you have control. I am getting this one, I feel like in this battle, and the reason it has elongated as long as it has, is because there was a lie you believed to be true. Now, as of right now, you may still be, like you were in utter control this entire time of this lie. Like it was a lie of your own choosing. A lie that you believed because too many things, like something was shrouded in mystery. There was an element you didn't know, and so you bought into a lie. There we go. There was an element you didn't know that was left as a mystery, and you bought into a lie. Like it's almost like, you know how like our brain will try to make sense of something, and so it fills in the stories, it fills in the gaps, and so you bought into a lie. Now, certain elements around this revolution within your life, within your being, within your psyche, because I want to say, oh gosh, at least for 4 years, you have, I'm getting like a 4-year time frame. where it's like the battle started to begin, but the real battle was in the last 2 years, is what I feel like. And that may be, I hate to say this, but I feel like by holding on to a lie, believing in a lie, because you didn't know all the elements, you didn't understand everything, and you may have felt blindsided by certain things in this difficult process, right? And that made you feel deceived. Like, again, like, you know, like the idea that just because something's omitted, that's what it is. Spirit wasn't telling you something, and so you believed you were being lied to. Or a person, I didn't even mean to say spirit. That just fucking came out. And so it's the idea of you walk straight into that shit. You chose it. Because whenever I have a 10 of swords, okay, where the swords are in the front, this isn't something that snuck up behind you and happened to you. To get 10 swords in the front, it's almost like you had to walk directly into them. You know what I mean? And so it's like you walk straight the fuck into this. And they're giving me two senses with this. With the Lover's card here, it's like you walked right into this idea or notion that you didn't have a choice. Like you just decided something is not your choice, that choice has been taken away from you. And I think that is slightly, or that something that is meant for you isn't. And definitely for some of you, love. There was maybe something in regards to love that you chose to believe was a lie. So, I feel like you may have understood some truths about it. Like you were kind of battling this out. This is a psyche, a mental battle that you went through. That was like the worst part of it. I'm not going to say that there weren't manifestations external to you in your 3D, but you, the main battleground was within your mind. What you believed, how you saw things. I'm getting very like OCD type intrusive thoughts. Like the mind was a plague, is what they're saying. And so, but I honestly feel like the last 2 years, which seemed to be the worst of it, was because you chose to hold on to a lie. So you went through a process that was supposed to be an internal, like the initial part of it was meant to be a revolution within you and a rebirth. And that somehow got elongated and expanded because like there was something about the lie that made, okay, so the lie is that you bought into, that you held on to. You refused to believe something that you previously believed in. There was, like, you understood, like you knew something was supposed to happen. You knew life was supposed to go a certain way, but you kept holding on to a particular lie, and that confounded things. That created like a vapor lock in your mind that you couldn't escape. You had such confusion on something that you had to literally wear yourself the fuck out. You had to put certain things to rest. Like, it's just so odd. And now the message that's coming in, I feel as if this is like a knowing, like these are like information. Remember I said over here, pay attention to the signs. I feel like you had a time where you were like, it was all a lie. You chose to believe something was a lie because you were confused about how it was unfolding. You didn't understand why something was going a certain way, and you were just like, screw it. I choose this. Like there's no other explanation. Like it is this. And then from there, something all too different actually ensued. Something unraveled for you in the last 2 years. Like I'm trying to think of what's bigger than a revolution within yourself. Like I'm trying to think of a war term or something like that that would be bigger than that. And it's kind of like, oh shit. God, what would be, you know? Like like the only thing bigger than that I could like World War, you know, or like the end times, you know, what is it, like a, you know, like the 100 days, like the 100 people, whatever, 100, you know, that show where it's like everybody goes into hiding because it's the end of the world, like, you know, that kind of thing. It was like a massive okay, I'm going to ask some clarifying. What do you want me to say about the Lovers? I have the 9 of Wands and 10 of Wands. You flat up, like whatever you, there's definitely something that was in alignment for you, that was for you, that was an option for you, and you felt like it either got taken away, it could be love or something else, and you believed it. Like you looked at spirit or the world or someone else like you fucking lied, and you told yourself, oh, it wasn't true. It was never ever true. And that sent you into a tailspin. That's what sent you into a tailspin. Because that's where things got too hard. That's where things became too much. You started taking things on, and you built up a wall, like a massive wall. Like you felt like you needed to protect yourself. I fear to say what was intended to only take maybe about 2 years at most. There's something about 2020 that they're bringing to you. 2020 and 2021 should have only been about 2 years. And I feel like saying it should have ended at the end of 2021. Or maybe like somewhere in 2022, like it should have ended, because I feel like 2023 and 2024. A good portion of both, like definitely 2023. I'm getting like the 2-year period, because you've been pulled out of this for a little bit. So I would say like summer of 2022 to summer of 2024 was a battleground for you in your psyche. And I'm not talking like, oh, spiritual psychosis and shit. Like, no. This is like mental, emotional, existential crisis in your mind, but not one of like, you know, like psychosis, you know, like I'm seeing things, like it's not like that shit. But you were holding on to a lie. Holding on to a lie. And you built a wall around the thing. Like you were like, fuck it, it's not for me then. Like you almost like, because of what you believed, because the belief and you're holding on to the lie. And there was this aspect of, you may have felt like the choice had been taken away from you, and Spirit's like, no, it wasn't. You chose to believe this. You may have felt like something was, and like the worst of it, here's the thing. If we're looking at a timeline where this kind, like you kind of like finally got out of it this summer, mentally speaking, then you may have sat with it. I get this feeling of like, I can't get out of this. There's something about that 2-year period you really truly believed you couldn't get out of this. That's where that lack of choice comes from. But this is telling me that's not true. You kept yourself in that space because you chose to believe something, and you chose to believe a lie that you conjured up in your own mind as a response to not understanding, as a response to some kind of mystery or confusion that you were experiencing, because something wasn't happening how you thought, and you thought, oh my God. And so you automatically believe the absolute opposite of it. And, but I feel like even recently, you're like, I can't get out of this. I don't have any choice. I'm stuck. But something has been put to rest. And I think that Spirit is like, if you want to be done with this, there is a lie you had to let go of. It's like, I feel like you worked through this so much, and they're like, on the other side of letting go of this lie is your rebirth. And they're showing me somebody, like, they're showing me you holding the sword, and then somebody looking down and realizing, oh, I'm still holding the sword. And so I actually want to say, there's so much in this. What this coming in is because somebody here very recently dropped that. You realized that you created a story to something to fill in the gaps. And that story made you believe you were lied to, you were deceived, you were whatever. And from that lie that you told yourself, that you believed in wholeheartedly, that you're like, no, it can't be anything else, but that is where that battle came from. And that's where 10 of Wands, that exhaustion comes from. This is that pressure cooker. You were holding on so tight. You had to be worn down. And they're just showing me somebody who, as soon as they see them, they recognize that they're just standing there looking around, paying attention to other things. And as soon as they realize they're holding the sword, they're like, and it's like in an instant. And that makes me feel like somebody dropped a lie in an instant. And that feels like, for a vast majority of you, it's already happened. It just happened. And to you, it may seem like an insignificant thing to be like, oh, yeah, that doesn't even bother me anymore. I just heard, I don't care. You may have been so up in arms about this lie that you were telling yourself, that had something to do with some kind of a mystery or some kind of lack of understanding, that suddenly just poof, out of nowhere, you're just like, and it's not out of nowhere, but you're just like, yeah, never mind. Like, I don't know. I don't care. I feel as if it was just poof, let go. And that's what the nine of Wands and the 10 of Wands is exactly what the Lovers is representing. Because let's remember, the 10 of Swords, there's nowhere to go but up. Worst case scenario. And you can get out of this. And for, again, you're either about to make the decision or choice, but that was the burden all along. The idea of like being so overly protective and having the wall up and being so defensive about something, that lie was built around, like you built this as a result of the lie you were holding on to. And you're like, that's just too much. I think that's where I don't even care anymore. You just don't even care. And that's why this can come in. That's why this can come in. I'm going to put these over here because that's obviously dealing with the past. And that's where it's almost like you don't see the situation anymore the same. Like, I feel like saying it may still be a mystery. It may still not be completely clear. And let's say even if it is clear now, you're not like, oh, like I don't feel like you're going, oh, well, that makes it all okay. I just feel like you're like, I don't care. Okay, move on. The important piece with the empathy card is that you don't feel hatred towards it. And you don't feel anger. And you don't feel... empathy is a vulnerable state. It's opening up. And can I just say, you're doing it for the sake of you, not somebody else. Harmony, refreshment, success, like you are in a completely different energy. So life is about to go through a refresh. I want to know about the Ace of Swords. That's the Phoenix Rising. That's a new start. Oh my God. Oh my God. Either somebody they said a whole new world. I'm like, of course you would. Of course you would start singing that. Tell me about the Page of Swords. Did I call it the Ace of Swords, y'all? Shit. Shit be coming out my mouth today. Page of Swords, Page of Swords, Page of Swords. You may have had some people in your life that were strategically feeding the thing. Like you were angry about something that didn't seem to make sense, and you filled it with a lie. You filled in the blanks, you know, like the mind does. And there may have been people in your life that were I mean, I feel like they have always poo-pooed on something, but it made it seem like they were right when you were left in the dark about something. I feel like some of you were even blindsided by something, and that was the mystery. Like, wait, what? Like, I didn't even see that. And as a result, you reverted to believing what those people had said to you. I'm definitely getting cold sensation on my chest. That's definitely for some people. And so it only added to the validity of the lie you were telling yourself. And they may have continued to feed that. But I get the sense that at one point you didn't believe this lie. Like this lie, it's a lie that you're telling yourself. You believe maybe even the exact opposite of it. But when something was left in mystery and things went away that you didn't understand and you were left confused, you lost faith in that. And so you started to begin to believe a lie. It was never really true. Okay, so if this is for you, you fucking know, because the way that I'm talking. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Tell me about that. Why, thank you. Nine of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Emperor. In the past, you may have received some very concerning information. Again, you felt blindsided, that left you not knowing or understanding where your focus would be, what the next step would be. Because on this card, the Emperor, all I see that they're having me focus on are these really long, like, I don't know if you can see it, these paths winding that are leading to the mountain. I'm going to pull again because I feel present energy, a present message, information, revelation kind of thing coming in. But I don't want to say you recognizing the lie is the revelation. I think this comes in. Hold on. Because I keep getting past and past and present energy. Like a past story. Like each card is having a past and present kind of, you know. And I think that you, yeah. Let's get to this. I want to say, when you felt like you had, when you started to believe in the lie, the story, that really wasn't true, but you put it, you decided it was true because you didn't understand other elements of what was happening, or you felt like you were too confused or being left out in the dark and you didn't understand how something was unfolding. Your inner child got put up on a shelf out of protection, because the part of you that believed the opposite of whatever this lie is, it's like you used to believe one thing and then you felt like you got proven wrong to some degree, and it took you by surprise. And then you felt lied to and deceived. And so then you're like, why is this happening? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And to satiate the mind, you bought into a lie. It must have never been true, or it must have been this, or it must have been that, you know. And your inner child has either been locked up at the center of this battle in your psyche, or was put away, locked away for its own safety during this, because it was not front and center. This new cycle has your inner child front and center. And your inner child is the energy of faith beyond measure, hope in the hopeless, possibility in the impossible. Your inner child will help you to have the faith, will help you to see the signs that probably were already there. Always there. So tell me again about the Page of Swords in the present context. Eight of Swords. This is echoing, there was a self-imposed entrapment going on. That was the belief of a lie that essentially took choices off the table, or that made you believe something wasn't in alignment for you, or whatever this, the Page of Swords is. It's a return to your inner child. See, something you were locked away. What is the Page of Swords? Is a message, something, a Knight of Wands, something incoming. And I'm going to put this up and we'll whip out this card deck, Secret Tarot, to get further along. This is major, guys. This is like hindsight being 2020 right here. I feel like you were so mad when you were in this mental battle. You were so locked up tight. That's why they gave me the Vapor, that it was very difficult for anything to get to you. I just get the energy of Spirit couldn't reach you. Spirit couldn't reach you. Anything further on the Page of Swords? Is this new information coming in, or is this a new Six of Swords? Something is going to be coming in very quickly for you. I said rapidly, so I feel like that's the Knight of Wands really is. And here's the thing. The Knight of Wands is the one that's very unexpected. So it does have that unexpected energy, right? Because he's pretty impulsive. Like, he'll just do shit out of nowhere and like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's just, you know. So there's like no preemptive anything. It just kind of shows up, right? Six of Swords. What the Page of Swords is the thing that helps you, is helping you transition in this new cycle. It is helping you with the transition. Strongly, I keep saying message, and I'm like, it's got to be a message of some kind. I do feel like it's a communication. It's not just a revelation. It's not just something internal to you. It does feel like something external. But it most certainly gets you out of this energy and into, you know, this is a return of pleasure. This is a return of possibility. This is a return of belief. And I will say, I do think when you drop that sword, when you realize, for anybody who is still holding on to it unintentionally, and you just drop it, and like it out of nowhere just doesn't even matter to you, like the lie or the need to have a lie, or the fact that something was mysterious, or the fact that you felt like you were lied to by Spirit or the world or by somebody, like it just doesn't even fucking matter now. That's when your inner child can step forward. Tell me about the Six of Swords, the Page of Swords with the Six of Swords. Like what else? And this may help you to realize you're still holding onto the sword and you just drop it, you know, for some. But there's a good portion of people who already. Definitely helps you to move into the reality that you've been wanting. It also, this caused a lot of, like, because you're trapped up mentally in your psyche, battling something out. Again, that's why I said Spirit couldn't reach you. You're going to step fully into your connection with your inner divine, your higher self, your intuition. Is this a message? Just straight, I feel a message coming. Three of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck with the Tower trying to poke out. And the Fool I don't generally do that, but all of that was like very evident. I could see, and I'm like, okay. So the Three of Pentacles usually references some type of work or some type of thing that you can collaborate on, expand on. It's coming in very quickly. It's new. Knight of Wands with the Three of Wands. Somebody may just have sudden success with something. It could be anything. You like, and maybe I'm not meant to pigeonhole it, you know, like sudden success. The Three of Wands is all about finally receiving something that you've been waiting to receive. It is ships coming in. It is getting, you know, it's putting out the energy and waiting for something to come back. It's coming back to you very, very quickly. Knight of Wands. Almost like out of the blue is what I want to say. What is the Ace of Wands, please? I know somebody was like, the Ace of Wands. So this was the center energy. The Ace of Wands is what he's bringing in, because we got the Page of Swords again. So the Page of Swords, the Ace of Wands is what the Page of Swords is bringing to you. It is the message. I'm just going to go with message, guys. Because I keep seeing like the little letter, like a letter that was written, envelope thingy, you know? Like, I'm like, okay. Six of Cups again. Pleasure, happiness, potentiality, possibility. Things feeling and looking favorably again. What? Ace of Pentacles. Definitely a new start within your actual life. Like this isn't just emotionally. It's not just psychically. You're mentally. It's not just like it is within your reality. Something with so much potential. We did get like the work, but I cannot help but feel like it's not just about work. You know what? If you've just let go of not giving a shit if something's shrouded in mystery, I feel like you don't care if you don't know exactly what it is. You just know that it is. And it's coming. Fast, quickly. And it will allow things, because we got the Ace of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. This shit will be, whatever this is, puts you on a trajectory. Life will feel happy again. You will start moving and giving birth to things. Things will start growing and things will be fertile. Do you want to give any specifics about the Ace of Wands at all? It is the rebirth. This is the rebirth that you've been waiting for. That comes to disrupt your apathy, your stagnation, your self-imposed imprisonment, and gets things started and moving again. So it feels like they really wanted to talk about the cycle that's happening and how either just now, like I would say in the last few weeks, guys, or like in this moment, you're in the process of recognizing that you're holding on to that lie still. Like you may have acknowledged it, but there's some kind of like, I just don't care. And you're going to let go of it. And that's for things. Now we're going to come back to this deck. I had wanted to do it earlier, but they Pull me in another direction, and then we'll be done. Answers are within. There's that lantern again. Pay attention. I feel like there are going to be signs and the connections you have with the spiritual realm, with your own magic, with this this compass, like this direction, like you're going to be, you're locked back in, you're hooked back in is what I want to say. They just said nobody's going to know like you know. Opening to your spiritual source. Finding sanctuary. I'm just saying. Unknown territory. And you're perfectly okay with it. There's the owl. You're okay with not knowing. You're okay with whatever. I don't care. Like that mystery, it's not a thing anymore. It never really was. And you're stepping back into your power. You are strong beyond measure. So that's the message. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope everybody has a fantastic and wonderful day. And I hope that this finds whoever it's meant for. I will be back again later this week.